Good morning, everyone. I'm Lavilia Ojungan, and this is the report of Group 7, the Sustainable Development. So, before we proceed to our report, let us know the learning outcomes. So, number 1, determine the significance of sustainable development in a globalized world. Number 2, differentiate the concept of stability from sustainability. And number 3, evaluate the concept of sustainable development in a shrinking world. So let's proceed about the sustainable development. So in your own opinion, what is sustainable development? Ang salitang sustainable development ay may kahulugan. Ang sustainable development ay hango sa salitang sustainability na pinagsamang salita ng sustain at ability, na lahat ng ating pangangailangan ay nakadepende lang sa ating kalikasan. At ang development naman ay isang hangong salita ng pag-unlad, hindi lang sa tao kundi pati na rin sa ating kalikasan. So, the sustainable development is an approach to growth, human development that aims to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. The aims is to have a society where living condition and resources meet human needs without undermining planetary integrity. So, ang sustainable development ay isa ito sa mga tumutukoy sa human development growth at sa pag-unlad ng ating kalikasan. So, sila dito ang tumutukoy kung kaya bang ma-preserve ang ating kalikasan para pagdating ng future ay meron pang mga taong makakagamit nito. So, dapat lang na i-preserve ng mga tao ang kalikasan upang sa pagdating ng panahon ay may ma-sustain o may makukuha pa yung tao sa ating kalikasan. Kasi pag equilibrium na, hindi na siya balance, mas dumadami na yung human growth or human population kaysa sa pag-sustain ng food, energy, or pag-sustain ng kalikasan, ay mahihirapan mag-survive ang mga tao. So, mahalaga talagang mapanatili ang sustainable development sa ating mundo. So, sinasabi nila, ano ba ang kahalagahan ng sustainable development? Ang sustainable development, isa ito sa mga nagsusustento sa ating mga pangangailangan sa pang-araw-araw at hindi lang sa pangangailangan ng tao, kundi pati na rin sa mga hayop. Kaya mahalaga talagang ma-preserve natin. So, ang kalikasan ang nagbibigay sa atin ng mga pangangailangan na pang-araw-araw, hindi lang sa atin, kundi pati na rin sa mga hayop at pati na rin sa mga living organism. So, sinasabi dito na upang ma-preserve natin ang sustainable development, upang ma-preserve natin ang kalikasan, para may magamit tayo in future, mahalagang wag tayong abusado. Wag tayong abusado sa ating mundo kasi kung anong ginagawa natin sa ating kalikasan ay mababalik din sa atin. Tayo din ang maghihirap. So mahalagang panatilihing healthy at maganda ang ating kalikasan kasi pag healthy ang ating kalikasan, ang human naman ay magiging healthy din. At hindi lang yan yung makukuha natin sa ating kalikasan. Kasi pag pantay lang, pag healthy ang ating kalikasan, mapreserve natin siya in future. So, yung mga tao in future is may mga kukuha pang sustain sa kalikasan natin. Kasi pag masyado tayong abusado sa ating kalikasan, hindi natin sila inaalagaan, hindi natin sila pine-preserve in future, ano na lang ang mangyayari in future, 'di ba? Ano na lang ang pagkukunan nila ng pagkain, energy, water, resources, 'di ba? Ano na lang ang mga pagkukunan nila kung hindi natin ito aalagaan ngayon. So mabuti talagang alagaan natin ngayon ang ating kalikasan upang maging maganda ito at ma-preserve in future. World Commission and the Environment Development outline critical objective for environment and development policies following its concept of sustainable development. These are number 1, reviving growth, number 2, changing quality of growth, number 3, meeting essential need for job, food, energy, water, and sanitation. Number 4, ensuring a sustainable level of population. Number 5, conserving and enhancing the resources bases. Number 6, reorienting technology and managing rest. And number 7, the last, merging environment and economics in decision making. So, sinasabi dito na upang ma-preserve natin o mapangalagaan natin ang ating kalikasan, so sinasabi dito ni World Commission on the Environment and Development is the reviving growth o muling pag-unlad. Or mas paunlarin pa ang ating kalikasan upang ma-preserve ito. Number 2 is changing the quality of growth o pagbabago sa kalidad ng paglago. So, kailangan nating baguhin din ng mga paglago para mapantay lang ang human growth at ang ating kalikasan upang ma-sustain or magbibigay ito ng sapat na sustain sa mga tao. So, number 3, meeting essential need for job, food, energy, water, and sanitation. So, ang kahulugan nito ang pagtugon sa mahalagang pangangailangan para sa mga trabaho, pagkain, enerhiya, tubig at kalinisan. Number 4, ensuring a sustainable level of population. Ang kahulugan naman yan ay ang pagtiyak ng isang napapanatiling antas ng populasyon. Kasi pag madami, so sinasabi ko nga kanina na pag dumadami na ang human population is may hirapan nating kalikasan na mag-sustain sa mga tao. So number 5, conserving and enhancing the resources base. Ito ang sinasabi dito na pag-iingat at pagpapahusay sa mga napagkukuhaan ng pagkain. So, dapat talagang malaman kung paano natin ginagamit ng tama ang ginagamit natin ng tama ang pag-sustain ng ating kalikasan. So, number 6 is reorienting technology and managing rest. So, ang sinasabi naman dito is dapat nating ang teknolohiya at mapapamahala or mabigyan ng mga yung mga panganib, yung mabigyan ng solusyon yung mga panganib upang ma-preserve ang ating kalikasan. So number 7 is merging environment and economics in decision making. So ang kahulugan naman nito ay pagsasama-sama ng kapaligiran at ekonomiya sa paggawa ng desisyon. Kasi pag hindi naman kasi pwedeng tao lang yung palaging nagdidesisyon kasi minsan nagiging selfish din tayo, hindi natin napapangalagaan yung kalikasan o hindi natin siya naiingatan. So, mas mabuti talagang alamin natin kung yung kalikasan ba is kaya bang mag-sustainable or mag-sustainability sa isang human population growth. Kaya dapat talagang malaman kung yung human population growth ba is tumataas or bumababa upang ma-preserve natin ang ating kalikasan.
So, good morning everyone. My name is Hanije Bibalaba from B.Ed 1A. So, my topic is all about the sustainable development. Sustainable development is develop meets the needs of the present without compromising of the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. So, governments and scholars have been on their toes in attempt to achieve sustainable development. In this era of unrelenting challenge, change, waste disposal, biodiversity, forestry, and the like, such as stability is undoubtedly sought after the nearly every single nation state. So, ang pamahalaan at ng mga scholar sa buong mundo ay aktibong nakikibahagi sa pagsisikap na itaguyod ang pangmatagalang kaunlaran sa Asia. Sa harap na patuloy na hamon tulad ng pababago sa klima, pagtatapon ng basura, pangangalaga sa biodiversity, at pamamahala ng kagubatan, ang pagkamit sa katatagan ay isa sa pinakamahalagang layunin para sa bawat bansa. So, the United Nations often cites Agenda 21 of 1992, its Sustainable Development Knowledge platform, where the topic of sustainable development is put forth in discussion. Agenda 21 advocates education to disseminate information regarding sustainable development freely. So, madalas na ginagamit ng United Nations ang Agenda 21 ng 1992 bilang isang batayan sa mga talakayan tungkol sa pangmatagalang kaunlaran. So, binibigyan din ng mga Agenda 21 ang kahalagahan ng edukasyon sa pagpapalaganap ng impormasyon hinggil sa mga praktikang pangmatagalang kaunlaran. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Daisy Nabayo and this is my assigned topic, Sustainable Development. Sustainability may be linked to stability. However, there are few key and subtle differences between the two. Sustainability and stability are differ from each other. Sustainability means meeting our needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In addition, natural resources, we also need social and economic resources. Sustainability is not just environmentalism. A sustainable environment is resilient enough to withstand man-made and natural challenges, and can also recover from such if needs arise. Sustainability leads to stability. However, stability alone may not necessarily lead to sustainability. For instance, a country that has sustainable environment, they are more resilient enough to conquer any kind of challenges and calamity. For example, according to the web, Finland is known for its pristine natural beauty and commitment to sustainability. The country has significantly invested in renewable energy resources such as hydroelectric power and biomass. Finland is also known for its sustainable agriculture practices, prioritizing environmental conservation and biodiversity. This country is sustainable enough to provide what their country needs. Sustainability leads to stability. However, stability alone not necessarily lead to sustainability. Is it because sustainable environment are capable of giving what people need and it guarantee the stability of a nation within just particular time? But when we say stability alone cannot lead to sustainability, is it because stability or lack of resiliency and cannot guarantee to provide sustainability of providing needs of the people? Stable environments are simply resistant to change but somehow lack the element of resiliency that sustainable environment possess, because it's far easier for stable environment to become unstable in comparison to the possibility of sustainable environments becoming unsustainable. This means that stable environments are able to withstand and can survive alone. Moreover, when we say stable environment, is it about stability of our natural environment? For example, our natural environment can live or survive without human help. But when our natural environment are damaged, is it very hard for them to recover? That's why stable environment are lack of elements of resiliency. All in all, policies and strategies of government must be intertwined with environmental concerns in order for us sustainable development to be achieved. The environment must continuously be at the center of government actions. So the government must implement some strategies to protect our environment in order for us to achieve sustainability. Is it because humans are dependent to natural environment? Is it only logical and practical, in a sense, to constantly put into consideration the environment in the decision-making and policy processes of a nation-state, since is it where people build livelihoods on, and which suffer when they turn blind eye in terms of developing. So government plays an important role in preserving our natural environment. They need to consider our environmental situation in their policy and and in terms of decision making. As what I've said earlier, people are dependent on our environment, and is it where we get our economic resources. But unfortunately, humans are abusing our natural resources, and we turn a blind eye more on developing and improving our nation. We are more focused on building infrastructure, deforestation, and many more in order for us to develop and improve our country. That's why we lose our sight of taking care of our environment. By using ecological sustainability as an underpinning principle of sustainable development, government can simultaneously advocate the protection, restoration, and conservation of the integrity of Earth's ecological systems. This makes the environment more resilient to challenges and threats in turn, making civilizations resilient in the same light. Ecology sustainability can be a way of sustainable development. It is because it can help our country to progress. Government can use our natural resources to attain the sustainable development. Furthermore, if the government are focused more on ecological sustainability, then it makes our environment more resilient and can withstand to challenges. So that would be all. Thank you.
So, good morning everyone. I am Michelle Binaya Boytola, ug ako ang last reporter sa among grupo, which is Group 7. Ang akong report is kanang sumpay ra ni siya sa report ni Nabayaw. In the long run, humankind itself will be the one to benefit when environmental and ecological consideration are given serious and sustainable consideration. As such, humankind must take the necessary action to strive better to attain sustainable development, developing the enough policy, the environment all concerned at the forefront, and practicing decision-making processes that similarly give importance to the environment are necessary steps that must be undertaken to achieve a sustainable environment. So, it emphasized the importance of prioritizing environmental and ecological concerns to ensure long-term benefits for humanity. It argues that sustainable development which balance economic growth with environmental protection is crucial. To achieve this, the statement suggests that society needs to develop and enact policy that prioritize the environmental. Second, practice decision-making that consider environmental impact. The third one, or the last one, is educate individuals on the importance of maintaining a healthy ecosystem. So in long-term benefit, by focusing on environmental sustainability, ang mga tao ra Japon or kita ra Japon ang makinabang sa isang malusog at matatag na planeta. So this include clean air and water, more reliable food sources, and balanced climate. So para mahimo na need nato og necessary action to reach this benefit. Kailangan ang action nagikan sa atoa as individual o sa mga policies na ilang gibuhat. At the same time, dapat kita as individual kabalo ta about role in maintaining a sustainable ecosystem. So, kung ang mga tao nakasabot na sa importance of environmental protection, mas ganahan sila mo support or mas ganahan ta mo support sa gihimo nga patakaran para sa pagprotekta sa atong palibot. So, kita ram po na makabenepisyo na, guys. So, example, imagine a city deciding to reduce its carbon footprints. the local government enact policy to promote public transportation, invest in renewable energy, and encouraging recycling. So these policies are paired with educational campaign to inform residents about the benefits of reducing carbon emission. Over time, the city air quality improves, public health is enhanced, and residents enjoy a higher quality of life. So this example illustrates how prioritizing the environmental through policy and education can lead to sustainable development and long-term benefit for all.